Hold on. All right. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know how it is when I first get back. Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you for a minute. Hold on. I don't know what's happening here. I got some audio problems. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Somebody tell me if y'all can hear me. I'm not sure what's happening. Hold on, I had to look at something. So I'm sending this. I should be sending here. Okay. And here. We'll see what happens. All right. Well, I'm back. Finally. The cough is not all the way gone, but it's the chat. Thank you, Andrea. I'm gonna put the chat up. The cough is not all the way gone, but as you can tell already, it's much better. It's much better. I'll start off by the way I normally start, just saying hi to the people. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Wait a minute. I gotta do a few things. It's been a minute. I'm forgetting how to do stuff. Gotta put that up there. That's important. And I think that's about it. I hope everybody had a wonderful week last week. I know I plan on being on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Probably not Friday, excuse me. Probably not Friday. But that is, it's Good Friday. Got to do a Good Friday service. So, got to do what you got to do. But other than that, man, it's good to be back. Phones. Hold on. I'm not sure if the phones are going to work. We'll see. Because that was kind of what that noise. Like, this shouldn't be going here. The output of here, hold on, let me check some settings. Audio output of here should be there. Yeah. And thus, oh, wait a minute. That kind of might explain it. No? Okay, hold on. No. Well, we might not have no phones. Sorry, y'all. I gotta work out all the technical stuff. But somebody wanted to know what. I'm sorry, Daryl. It wasn't intentional. I thought that would fix the problem. That's turned down. That should be there. That should maybe be there. I guess we'll see. So, let me say hello to everybody. That's very important. Myosha in the house, hating. How you hate on a man while he down? Well, Myosha in the house, good afternoon. We got Preston in the house. Good afternoon, Preston. Good afternoon. Brent, representing Dallas, Texas. All right, good afternoon. Got Sierra in the house. Good afternoon, Sierra. Good afternoon. I'm behind on the comments. I see the new ones as they come in. And Carolyn, why you a hater too? Why you a hater? Is being a hater catching? Like, can you catch haterism? Because it's going around. Got Bonita in the house. Good afternoon, Bonita, representing Mount Airing. Chelsea, good afternoon, Chelsea. Good afternoon. We got Pat in the house. Good afternoon, Pat. Thank you for checking in. Terry, representing downtown. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. T want to know if I was coming on when I reached 10 viewers. No, I was just doing some other stuff. But I wanted to put it on just to let people know I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Sean in the house. Good afternoon, Sean. Good afternoon. Who's jackhammering? I don't know why that's funny to me, but it is. Valerie, good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon. Thank you for checking out the show. I appreciate you. We got Vincent in the house. Now, let me be real. If I remember, Valerie is actually a man, and I don't remember Valerie's male persona name. So I don't remember who you, now I just know you as Valerie, but I know you a dude. So tell me your other name again, just mentally so that I can be in the right space. But when I see Valerie, I think a chick. Vincent in the house, representing Middletown. Good afternoon, Vincent. Got Regina, good afternoon. She says, yes, I think that was, you can hear me, I think. Daryl, what's up, Daryl? What's up? I'm glad to be back. Steban in the house, good afternoon. Got David Martin in the house. Good afternoon, David. Let me see, a few people saying they can hear me. Thank you. Sierra wants to know, are we getting a full 4-hour show today? I don't know who you're talking about. You thinking of another show. Tria in the house. Good afternoon, Tria. Good afternoon. I am better, yes. Tessie, good afternoon. Got Lamont in the house. Good afternoon, Lamont. Good afternoon, Pamela. Kenny. Say that noise sounded the same as the microphone the wizard was using on the Wizard of Oz. All right. Let me see. Brenda representing Fairfield. Good afternoon, Brenda. Got LaDonna representing East Price Hill. Where's the demarcation line between Price Hill and East Price Hill? I hate the separation of all of these daggone communities. East this, west that, east this, north that, south this. I hate all of that. It don't really affect my life, but I don't like it. Brenda representing Fairfield. Good afternoon. Got Pamela representing North Avondale. Good afternoon. Too much to separate us. Everything is to separate us. We need some stuff to bring us together. Dwayne representing Mount Airing. Thank you for checking me out, Dwayne. Good afternoon. And thanks for welcoming me back. Vicky says, good seeing you. And it's good being seen. I wish I could see y'all. I want to invite some of y'all on, like do a video chat. So that I can invite y'all on. And we could, so you don't necessarily have to do the show, like do a call in. You could do a video call in. I'm going to figure out exactly how to make that happen, because I know I can. I've done it before. It's just got to be an easier way than the way that I did it. Pat says, what did the new doctor say? I'll tell you in a minute. Lamont says, grand day, powerful royal people. All right. Can't beat that. Angela. Hola, Angela. Hola to you as well. Thank you for checking me out. We got Jeannie in the house. Jeannie. Daryl says, twin said He seen you busting suds at Perkins. I'll talk about Twin in a minute. Got Carolyn. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Anthony, good afternoon. R. Allen. R. Allen. Hey, E. Corain, working. All right, representing Corain. Let me see. I'm only up to the part where that little thing happened. And then Carolyn made that little hateful comment. This has all the makings of a Buzz Live broadcast. Twins say, come on, you've been gone for a month. I've not been gone for no month. I think I've been gone for basically 2 weeks. I did that one show in between, but I think I've been gone for 2 weeks. Tracy, good afternoon, Tracy. Cedric Denson said, hey, why don't you give us a call and give us an update on what's going on at the state level? 513-717-5464. Tell us what's going on at the state level. Let me see. Victoria in the house. Good afternoon, Victoria. Got Butler representing Cartersville, Georgia. Lamont in the house. Lamont say, stop it. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Let me see. Diane in the house representing Covington. So we got Covington in the house. Andrea in the house representing Gulf Manor. All right. Can't beat that. Got Ron in the house. He just coming in cussing. All right. Got Shahara in the house. Says, good afternoon, everybody. Back to another week. Present, repping Bond Hill today. And glad I'm better. I'm glad I'm better, too. And I'll be 100% hopefully soon. Let me see. It starts further up Glenway. I'm more near downtown. All right. I didn't say Twin. Or did I? Good afternoon, Twin. He repping Kroger's. I don't understand why y'all keep putting S's on. Dwayne says Zoom. No, I can do it on here. I can send you a link and all of that good stuff. I just had to figure out a way to do it easier. Jerica, or as some people call her, Jerica, representing Dayton. Good afternoon. Nate in the house. All right. Good afternoon. Let me see. Nate want to know what's the topic. Hold on. DeAndre, good afternoon. I'm not even going to comment on the little comment. Chelsea says, I've been desperately anticipating your return. I was up late at night worried about my dear favorite uncle. You hear that, Nate? Favorite uncle. We got Crystal in the house representing Mount Healthy, and Danny representing Westwood. Good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon to everyone. Hold on, let me go here. Hold on. Good afternoon. Again, it's not gone. The cough is not gone. I went to the new doctor, and the new doctor, they start asking you questions. She got my old chart because she's still, with the same health, whatever, as the other doctor. And, she do the whole looking in my ears, all that kind of stuff, say, and she does everything. And she says, dude, hold on, why does this thing keep flashing? As if something's going wrong. I got my little space heater down here, which is brand new, and I just plugged it up. And this is like a fire hazard, if a fire hazard ever existed. I got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 things plugged up into this one little outlet. So if the power go off, I blew a fuse. And y'all know how space heaters are. They are notorious for blowing fuses. They are notorious. So if something bad happened, I blame the space heater. And I'll just unplug the space heater, log back on. So it's all good. Um, so she looks in my throat and does the whole thing. Of course, took the blood pressure, everything. And she says, "You have allergies?" And I say, "No, I don't have allergies." And she says, "Well, what are you allergic to?" I said, "What?" I said, "No, I don't have allergies." And she said, "Oh, you don't have allergies?" I said, "No." She said, "Say ah." I say, "Ah." She looked in and she said, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure you got allergies." I said, "I don't think I got no allergies." She said, "I've been doing this for a minute and I can see," she said something. I keep saying, I know she didn't say chemtrails because that's not what she said. But she said something. "I can see whatever running down the back of your throat." She said, "And, you don't have COVID. You don't have this. You don't have that." She said, "You have allergies. And this is really bad." And I said, "I ain't got no allergies. I ain't never had allergies." She said, "Okay. You ain't got no allergies. You ain't never had allergies. But you got allergies. So we're going to do some more blood work and all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to give you," and I started asking some of that stuff y'all was saying. "I need a chest x-ray. I needed this. I needed that." She said, "I listened to your lungs. Your lungs are clear. Nothing wrong with your lungs. You ain't got nothing in there. Everything is good." She said, "Well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try. I'm going to prescribe you this medication." I want to say she said it was like prescription strength Claritin or something like that. But I don't remember exactly what she said it was. I mean, I guess I could get it. Excuse me. Water. But she prescribed me some stuff for allergies. And she said, "Well, we'll try this. And, if this don't work, then we'll see what else happens." She said, "But allergies are really bad, especially this time of season," and blah, blah, blah. The same stuff everybody say. So she prescribed me the stuff. Went to the pharmacy. They didn't have it. And they were like, "Well," and this was this Monday? And they said, "Well, we'll have to get it in and we'll let you know when it comes in." I'm like, "Okay, would it be today?" They said, "No, it won't be today." I said, "All right." It might have been Tuesday. I don't remember. I checked back the next day. They said, "No, it ain't came in yet." I'm like, "What? This ain't normal for a pharmacy. Y'all supposed to have all this stuff." They said, "We don't have it." Long story, that particular part of the long story short, it came Thursday evening. Thursday evening. So I start taking the medicine on Thursday. I'm just coughing and hacking the whole time. And I'm like, because my whole thing is, I just want to stop coughing. I just want to stop coughing. I feel great. I feel great. I just want to stop coughing. Took it Thursday. Still coughing. Woke up Friday. And I was like, you can't really judge it after one day. But I don't know if it's going to be any difference. I wake up on Friday. And I'm like, I feel like I can breathe a little better. But I'm still coughing. I said, I don't know. That might all be in my head. Like she might have gave me some sugar pills. For all I know. That might all be in my head. Come Saturday, my cough was almost, kind of like it is now. Like few and far between. It ain't as harsh, as heavy. Don't, as like when I cough, it's normally one or two as opposed to 5, 6, 7. And the time in between is, like y'all heard me. What was that? Last week? Y'all heard. I didn't do this much with that little bit of coughing. But I'm like, why would allergies make me do all the coughing? I had no, but apparently, I guess all of the whatever running down the back of my throat mess, with some stuff and allergies. Who knew? Who knew? I sure thought, I could feel and taste. It was just a horrible feeling and taste. I thought it was something really, really bad. Allergies. So what? If I got it on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, so today would be day 5. And again, when I came on, whatever day that was, everything was kind of a lot less. But I was taking, those other medicines that I told y'all about. I ain't took no more of that stuff, no more of the cough syrup or the little bee things. I just took the allergy medicine. So, hey, I'm cool. I'm cool. Allergies. Now, why you tell that long ass story just to say allergies? Because I was expecting something different. I told the lady, even when she was telling me allergies, she had to convince me. She's like, I've been doing this for a long time. And trust me, I'm fussing with the lady. Like, it's not just allergies. So who knows how, what I'm saying? I breathe better. My lungs fill up with air when I breathe. I can breathe through both nostrils at the same time. This is amazing. This how y'all be feeling when y'all be breathing? Yes, I said breathing. BREEVIN apostrophe. Breathing. This how y'all be feeling when y'all be breathing? And then she said, wear your CPAP mask. And I wore the mask. I woke up rested and able to breathe. Y'all been holding out on a brother. I actually had energy, no prompting from nobody, nothing, and just came down here and got on the treadmill. I just came and got on the treadmill. Like, I got energy. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. Now, I'm not saying that treadmill thing gonna be a normal thing, but hey. All right. I got Key calling in. Oh, I don't know how this is gonna work. I don't know how this is gonna work. Hold on, let me see something. Okay, Key calling in. I'm going here. Key! Oh, Key hung up. I was going to try to get the call. All right, Key hung up. But I might be able to take a call. I was excited to try it. But okay, wait a minute. Let's see. Key.
Hey, what's going on, man? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right.
Okay, yeah, after it rings so many times, that lady come on your answer machine and say something.
All
So I
right.
didn't hang up. The message came on.
Well, I got you now. What's on your
Yeah.
mind?
No, and I was about to say, no, man, you didn't talk about so he ain't know about the CPAP machine working miracles. How many times did I call and tell you to clean that thing every day and use your machine? You talking
Well,
about you was gonna have Miss Livingston doing it.
but no, it ain't just the
I
CPAP.
know,
It's
like you say, you got all that stuff going on. You got all that respiratory stuff going on up in you, like the throat thing you got going on, then the mouth infection that you can taste, and all the other stuff, and
I don't like the way it
the
sounds when you
cough,
say it.
and you keep blaming stuff on COVID. So you got all that stuff going on up in there.
Well, I'm getting better.
Okay. Well, I was just calling to say, hey, Tria. I was just calling to say, hey, when you brought that up, I said, I got to call him. I got to get him. So
Well,
you doing good? So when is your, how many pills you got to take? You got to keep taking them until, like, you run out of them. Hey, Brenda Early.
But she gave me, what, a 30-day prescription,
Oh,
and I
okay.
think I can, refill it later on. But, yeah, I'm one pill a day. I'm good, and it's working. So you can't beat that. She
Oh,
said
okay.
it might
That's
be
good.
about 3 weeks or so before, what I'm saying, I'm back to normal. But
Yeah, what if she said you got allergies and stuff or whatever, you got to be careful with that. You can't come, well, I don't know, you can't come in and run in and come downstairs straight from outside. You got to take them clothes off because that mold and pollen be on your clothes and stuff. So you got to take that stuff off and clean yourself. You ain't going to do all that, though. I know, Asia.
wait, so you saying I got to do the show naked? I'm just being silly.
I know you would love that part. No, I'm saying, like, just be careful with so she was saying, like, you get allergies and stuff, that stuff from the mold and the pollen and all that. The allergens outside, that stuff blow on your clothes and get on you or
Apparently,
whatever.
I'm gonna have to. They're gonna do some testing to see what I may be allergic to. But
Yeah, I know. And then see what's crazy too. I'm glad your doctor said that because I think I gotta find a new doctor too. Because every time I go in there, because I got like allergies and asthma and stuff, and when I go in there and be like, I want to take the test, find out what I'm allergic to. They act like they don't want to give you the test. So yeah, so that's a good thing that they let you do that stuff. Because you'll be surprised what you're allergic to. It'd be stuff you wouldn't even think of. You'd be like, oh, I'm allergic to that.
I'm surprised that I'm
Tearing up them
allergic to
ginger
anything.
snaps.
So yeah,
So it might be the ginger snaps.
it ain't the ginger snaps.
I know. I'm just playing. Well, all right, let me go ahead and go. I was just kind of say, hey, glad to hear you back or whatever. So I'll let somebody else get in.
All right,
And-
I
and
appreciate
mess
it,
with
Key.
you.
Stop trying to get me naked.
You a hot mess. All right,
All
man.
right,
Until
Key.
next time.
I appreciate the call. That's Key. All right, I appreciate the call. Let's see. Say the test is like 16 or 32 shots. I don't care about shots. It's a little, no biggie. All right. I was listening to the Lincoln Ware show today, and I'm going to tell y'all disappointed me. Some of y'all disappointed me today. I was watching the show on Facebook and looking at some of the comments. And let me say this. With regard to Stefan, look, I don't mind or hold it even against that brother that he did not win that election, right? As a non-endorsed candidate against an endorsed candidate, and especially a first-timer who, don't speak conventional English. I don't have hold on, let me get this call in. Twin.
What's up, young blood?
Hey, how you doing, Twin?
You hear me, man?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, if you stop coughing, maybe I can hear you.
What? How would you hear me if I wasn't talking?
Keep up there coughing and stuff.
Oh, coughing.
Yeah. Hey, you been all right, man?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I'm just checking out. I had to call in left with you. But you said you'd go beyond today. So I had to call and check on you. I ain't really too much wrong.
Hold on, what are you doing? What are you, wait, what are you doing?
I'm putting up bread and stuff, man.
Oh, okay. I guess you can't beat that. Brother gotta work. A brother gotta work.
There you go. I'm about to sneak outside and stuff. Yeah, sneak outside.
Well,
Yeah,
it was
what you do?
it was good to meet you. Even though it was very brief, it was good to meet you on Saturday.
No, I had to go on I had to go on a run, and I'm like, I had to double check. See, was that you or your brother? So I'm like, oh, this is short. Both of them short.
Bro, we about the same size. We about the same height.
You look like I seen your brother from a distance, like you got a little hitch over.
Now I'm talking about you. How tall are you?
I'm taller than you.
How tall are you?
5'7".
5'7".
5'7".
It's like
Yeah, I'm
2
taller than you.
inches. 2 inches in.
That's all right. I'm above you though, man. I'll do my little nephew. I had to go. I thought you my nephew. I thought I had to go kid check. What's up? I had to, come back to reality. Please finish, man. They were talking about it, man.
I can barely hear you now.
Oh, the wind blowing. That's why. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you got me on like a Bluetooth or something?
Yeah, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but it don't sound great.
Oh, can you hear me now, man?
I can hear you. What kind of Bluetooth you got?
I don't know what kind it is, man.
You just got some generic Bluetooth.
There you go up there. Yeah, you just got back here to get out on me, huh?
I'm just asking.
Been on a good 30 minutes.
I'm just asking.
Look,
Do it even say
you really
Bluetooth?
missed it.
Do it have the double B symbol on it at all?
here we go, man. Yeah, it got Bluetooth on it, man. I took you off now.
Okay.
Can you hear me, man?
I can hear you now. That's better.
You should have let them examine your brain instead of study your organs, whatever they did to you. You know, I always tell them somebody ran up in you. You sure it wasn't allergies, man? It's something else?
Bro, stop denying that you threatened to have some people run up in me.
No, man.
Everybody
I would never
heard it.
do that, man. You keep, huh?
Everybody heard it. You said, "Look, won't you go with me up to Chicago?" And then you was like, "Yeah, you go up to Chicago, them brothers will run up in you." You said it on this show.
I said, man, they ain't gonna get down on you and stuff. That's what I probably said it like that.
No, that's what you said later on. But initially,
I probably said they wouldn't get down on. Man, you just go hold it to the grave, huh?
it's not what you said. I'm just saying what you said. But what's on your mind?
Hey, man,
Yeah.
with this vote, man, that's coming up, this election,
All right.
do you think in your mindset that the black folks are fading away from the Democrats?
No,
You don't think that?
I don't think that.
It's just in Cincinnati, you don't think they're what? Nationwide?
Period. I don't think so. I mean, I think you might
So
you might have a few black people who have made the decision that they no longer want to, rock with the Democratic Party or whatever. But for the most part, black people support the Democratic Party over the Republican Party. And I don't think just because, again, you see more people saying it doesn't necessarily mean that it's more people doing it.
So with the things going on from Chicago to New York and everything else, why you think you don't think it's fading away though? That
No.
people go really they tired of the mess, man. So you come to my town and whatever my city, my hood, and you say okay, and I vote for you, but you lied to me the whole 4 years. What you go do? You can't keep. Then you talking about so we got to get out there and educate our young folks. But what y'all doing to go out there? Y'all pumped it up for 08 when y'all got Obama in there. I voted for him. The second time I didn't vote for him. I only voted for him because I thought he was going to do the right thing. And everything.
How
He
many?
was a black person. That's
Before Obama, how many elections did you vote in?
one.
So who did you
I only
vote
voted
for?
for Obama.
So that was your first election.
Yep. The second time I ain't vote for him, and I voted for Trump. And the second time I did vote for Trump.
And
I didn't vote for Biden.
so I think really that might be a lot of what you're seeing. People who were not engaged in politics, the election process, voting, paying attention to things, they saw Obama and they said, "Oh, I'm a Democrat. I'm voting for Obama." They wasn't really a Democrat. They just voted for Obama. And
See, I knew Obama way before y'all even knew him. Before y'all, he was in Chicago all the time. I met him at the parade and everything. I was like, who's this young cat? So that's Obama and everything. So yeah, what he doing?
You probably saw him at the parade.
Huh?
You probably saw him at a parade.
Man, I met him at the parade. He got out off the float. Man, what is you talking about? He's a senator. What are you talking about?
Hold on.
I met him at City Hall.
Wait, just because you see somebody, I guess you could call that meeting them, but as
Man,
I
met him, man. What did you talk about? When I got out the joint, I met him. When they was down there, when he was at City Hall before he came senator, and then when he got off the float, I shook his hand and I met him.
You shook his hand.
What are you talking about, man?
You shook his hand.
Yeah, I shook his hand.
All right.
Yeah, when he got off the
To me, I don't necessarily look at that like just because I see somebody and shake their hand like, oh yeah, I met him, he cool. Like that's my boy now. Like, no. I saw him.
No, I ain't want like that.
I shook his
hand. I just shook his hand and like, hey, good luck with you. And everything. He said he was running for president. I didn't want to like, yeah, what's up? That's my homie type. No, it was shaking. I kept it moving.
Right. That's what I said. You saw him at a parade.
Yeah, and I was face to face with him.
Okay.
What are you talking about? I shook his hand, man. What are you talking about? Just like I shook Clint when he came to the hood. And he landed his little, that Air Force plane directly in the football field. And he was in the hood.
My point, though, is some of y'all who were new to the political process, so y'all had y'all hopes up way too high, and y'all voted for this guy, and then everything didn't go exactly the way y'all wanted, so y'all became disillusioned. And so now y'all run around talking about, well, hey, it's about time to become a Republican because the Democrats don't do nothing. But y'all don't know nothing. Like, y'all just new to this.
What they doing now, man? Tell me that.
They doing the same stuff they always been doing. Democrats ain't no worse now than they were in 2008. Republicans ain't no better now than they were in 2008. They're the same parties. They're the same people. Just y'all became disillusioned.
Why it's so hard for a pimp right now out here? Why it's so hard for a pimp now? Things done got hard, man.
Things ain't no harder now than they ever been. Things ain't no harder now.
You a lie. You a lie. When Trump was in office, things was getting in order. We ain't had all this inflation. Come on, man, with all that. See, y'all go to them polls because y'all scared.
The whole country was shut the fuck down when Trump was in office. How is this worse than that?
Man, it's worse to me, man. Especially these food prices. I'll try to apply for some food stuff. They say you make too much. I don't know the definition of making too much. To me. But you get somebody that's on the street, homeless, whether you get them money or food stuff faster than I. And I'm the one paying for the food stuff out of my pocket, who has taxpayers. So you go deny me? That's crazy, man.
Look, here's what I say, twin, because I'm not like most other people, I think. I say, if you want to vote Republican, go vote Republican. And then what'll happen?
That's what I'm gonna do.
And then what'll happen is when the Republicans take office and things ain't amazing, like stuff like the country is shut the fuck down, don't complain about it, because you, for some reason, thought Republicans being in office meant everything was going to be peaches and cream all day, every day. But they all the same is what I'm telling you. They are all Republican. I mean, there's some fundamental differences. But in terms of Republicans don't care no more about you than Democrats. You gonna vote for Donald Trump, you're gonna be disappointed in Donald Trump. If you vote for Joe Biden, you're gonna be disappointed in Joe Biden. They gonna accomplish some. Are you trying to tell me there were no immigrants coming in under Trump?
And wasn't that many immigrants coming in.
I didn't ask that question. Are you telling me there were no immigrants coming in under Trump?
They came in heavy at the end of his term. That's when they started coming in heavy. He gave up. I ain't gonna get control of this. And he thought he was gonna put a stop to it. If he would have got elected again, ain't no way they'd be crossing that border. That wall would have been built and everything with barbed wires all across the river. If he was president right today, they would never been up in New York and Chicago like they is. And them Democrats letting it ride too.
It's kind of
Why you
sad.
letting all that ride? Huh?
It's kind of sad to me that people actually believe that. People actually believe that a Republican in office, when a Republican get in office, illegal immigration gonna stop. They're gonna build a giant wall and ain't no illegal immigrants or ain't nobody gonna immigrate to this country and be undocumented. Like, that's all gonna stop. Like, they're gonna be so scared that Trump in office. And they're gonna be over there like, hey, SA, you want to go to America? And they're gonna be like, no America for me because Donald Trump. Like, that's not gonna happen.
Man, they replacing our votes. Some immigrants, they basically replacing our votes. Man, why you think that Mayor Adams is under investigation?
I don't know why he under investigation. He might have did some bad shit.
20, 30 years, he come allegations that he touched somebody, jagged off, whatever he did. He wasn't getting along with the get along. And when you don't get along with the get along, hey, we got something against you 20 years. If you was on CNN right now, Emanuel, and you wouldn't get on with the get along. Hey, remember 30 years, Emanuel, back in Hughes High School, you raped that girl in the locker room? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, we got pictures. Here come AI making up some pictures on you. Come on, man. That's crazy, man, how they do you, man. And the black folks is that because he didn't get along with the get along. Oh, somebody take the blame. Don't touch the blacks. Touch the blacks, but don't shoot the immigrants.
Hold on a second,
beat
twin.
the hell out them police.
Twin, hold on a second. Cedric Denson is calling in. I see you calling, but I only got one line, Cedric. So when Twin hangs...
Let him
I was just going to say when Twin hang up, because I want to convince you they all the same, bro. Republicans ain't better than Democrats. Democrats ain't better than...
I know they all the same.
Fundamentally,
I know they all the same.
None of them care about you.
I understand that, but if we all going for the Democrats and everything, which is y'all look at it and everything, why they got to step up, man, if they want to win this election?
Maybe.
Other than that, people go.
Twin, have you ever thought about it this way? Maybe Republicans have to step up and do something to make the majority of black people want to vote for them.
Man, I guess if you say so. But the way the Democrats not showing up and doing this, we got to educate the folks. How you going to educate somebody if you don't go to the community and don't nobody know you? You just can't come to my hood telling I'm Elizabeth Taylor or somebody. Where you come from? Where you from? I don't know you. Come on, man. With that, you got to be talking about educating the folks, make them sign up. But like I was telling earlier to White, man, if they want to get out with the get out, man, throw a big old concert. Get one of them young bucks. Keep a little, what's that little sexy red or somebody. Yeah, you want these people to sign up before I throw this concert? We gonna have y'all arrested stuff before the hour before I start the show.
Here's my question. Have the Republicans thrown a big concert?
No, they ain't throwing no big, but they got the niggas out there.
But wait a minute. But if that is your criteria for somebody,
they got the niggas out there. That's their concert right there. That's all they need.
They got what?
The makers, the make America great again.
Wait a minute.
They got them people out there.
Twin. Understand what I'm hearing. Maybe I'm hearing it wrong. What I'm hearing is, look, if the Democrats want my vote, I need to see them in my community. They need to be doing something for my community. And, heck, even something like throwing a rap concert for my community. But if the Republicans want my vote, they can just ignore the shit out of me and not be Democrats, and I'm going to vote for them. That don't make sense. Why wouldn't you have the same standard? If Republicans want my vote, then maybe they need to come in your community. Maybe they need to do something for your community. Maybe they need to have Sexy Red come in and do a concert.
Because Democrats keep on preaching about, we got to get our young, that's all you hear. We got to get, I say, I understand all that, but what they doing to and educate these young folks to come vote for them. They don't know them. You come to my hood every 4 years, I don't know you.
They don't know.
You fresh off the block.
All right, look.
Get out there and educate them.
So why ain't the Republicans out there educating them? My point is, Republicans don't care about you just like Democrats don't care. Look, if you want to vote Republican, just vote Republican. But you don't have to be like, well, the Democrats need to do this and this and this and this. Then why don't the Republicans have to do those same things?
I'm talking about people. There's Democrats that's around here and everything, and people are running too. And you go vote today, right? Yeah. And then I say, no, I ain't gonna vote. Why? It's your rights and everything you earn. What rights? All right, if you say so. But I don't like listening to all that mess, man.
Why you mad at them because they telling you it's your right? It is.
Because don't come at me with no goofy rights. We don't have no damn rights.
We do.
Go out there and do something. What rights? They got Miranda rights to read to your ass. That's what rights they got for you.
You got a right to vote.
You can't go and yeah, if you say so. In a minute ain't gonna be no vote. You ask me. This election right here, I get a Democrats to the August, man. If I don't see no improvement in everything else,
what do you want?
I'm hell with this. I might not even vote.
Cedric, I'm gonna get your call, Cedric. Let me get
Get
Cedric
his call,
in
man. I'm too greasy.
All right. Hello.
Emanuel,
Yes.
this is State Rep Cedric Denson. How you doing?
Cedric Denson, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me clear?
I can, yeah.
Okay, great. I just wanted to call in. I definitely came in and made a comment on the chat and wanted to call in and give a State House update.
All right, yeah. What's going on? What do we need to be aware of?
Everything is going on at the State House. As you know, this year is an election year for the State House, and we have an alternate year similar to the County Commission for the Senate. So we have a couple of senators running, but not all. But all of the 99 State House representatives are running for re-election. Down here in Hamilton County, as you all may have seen on your ballots, depending on where you live, one of the races that we had that had opponents were in the district with Donnie Isaacson, and his challenger was our dear friend
Pryor.
Pryor was running against him, and that didn't go in the favor of Pryor, obviously. But Donnie Isaacson is still the person that's going to go forward to run in that race. But some of the things that's going on at the State House is a whole lot. One of the things that people don't realize is there's a lot of things that happen at the State House in terms of when it comes to money coming back. A lot of people always think, and I get a lot of these calls in my office, they're saying, how can we get money back to the district? How can I get money to fund my business? How can I get grants to fund my nonprofit? How can I do this? And how can I do that? And the reality is that the State House really becomes a pass-through in a lot of cases. A lot of monies that come through come from the federal government down to the state that then we say yes to or no to, that then make it down to places like the county and or the city. And so sometimes it becomes really, really confusing. And just for me being a politician, I'll be completely honest, you start to see a lot of groundbreakings and a lot of press conferences and ribbon cuttings on all the different things that the politicians down at the county and the city are doing. But the reality is they're using the money that we voted on at the State House to make sure that they were getting. But you never see us invited to be there to stand with them to say, hey, this was a part of what we were able to make sure that you were able to do, because we just don't stand as that entity, that agency to do that. We pass it down to our districts. And so we do a lot in that case. But another thing I wanted to point out, Emanuel, what I think your audience would really, really want to know about is the capital budget. We have a lot of people in the African American community that have a lot of nonprofits, a lot of organizations that do a lot of good work. And the capital budget is a huge process here in Hamilton County in the state of Ohio that yields a lot of results to a lot of people. And it's been a huge bucket of money that folks have not paid attention to. On average, there are 88 counties here in Ohio, but on average, every capital budget season, which is every 2 years, we have about 20 to 22 million roughly, sometimes a little more, a little less, that comes to Hamilton County. And if you are a nonprofit organization that is doing some work that needs some capital improvements to your project, that's when we're able to give out money. So if you think about people like me, who, depending on what kind of politician you are, is able to, one, get bills passed with people across the aisle and those sorts. The other part of it is this is where a lot of rubber meets the road in making sure money makes it down here to Hamilton County. There's a process here that a lot of people don't know, that we have the autonomy to make sure that money gets. So if you are a small theater, if you are a church group that has that does some work out to the community, if you are just a young teen mothers, or just all those sort of things that we know that just touch people, and you're trying to do upgrades to your building, or you're trying to make some improvements how you operate. There's money's available, and we're in that process. And I have been scraping the top of my lungs to make the process more streamlined, more transparent, and we're getting there a little bit better, but we're not there yet. So I want to make sure that putting that out to you, make sure your listeners understand that, and we can have a conversation about it.
Okay, you're breaking up. You're breaking up on me, Representative Denson. Does your office help facilitate people getting those funds?
Can you hear me a little bit better?
Yes.
Okay. So what happens here is, so if you remember when we had Governor Kasich, he put a process into place across the state of Ohio, which was not a legally binding process. But what he did was put a process into place that said, we would like the Chamber of Commerce in every county to administer a process. And what that process looked like was your local Chamber of Commerce would put together a group of people, which was usually of the business community. And if you wanted to tap into your county's portion of these funds, you would go in and say, hey, I'm the Black Theater Company of Cincinnati, and we have a theater, and, for example, we want to replace our roof, and we want to do these upgrades, and we want to do that. And the total project may be $1 million. We've already got $500,000, but we need a $500,000 to make that project happen. You would have to go before this committee and say what you want to be done, and then that committee deliberates after everybody in that county comes in with their project, and they come back to us as legislators and say, here's how we think you should spend that money. Emanuel, here's the problem with that. I was elected to do a job, and I was smart enough to know how to do it. I don't like the process of people who are not elected coming and telling me what I should be doing to make the communities better. But in Hamilton County, we are one of the only counties left in the state of Ohio that still uses that process under something that was never legally binding, under a governor that doesn't even exist anymore. So you can see the problem.
What's the better way to do it?
The better way to do it is what everybody else is doing, and it's what I've always proposed. It's what now Commissioner Driehaus and then State Representative Driehaus had did. My whole process is that we, as a delegation of folks from the State House, and that being from the Senate all the way to the House, and so that's State Senator Kathy Ingram, me being a representative, Representative Cecil Thomas, Representative Jessica Miranda, Representative Donnie Isaacson, Representative Rachel Baker, and Representative Cindy Abrams, and Representative Bill Sykes. We should all be able to come in a room ourselves and say, let everybody come before us because we were elected, and let us make the decision to go back to the State House and decide who should get these money. Because what folks don't realize is a lot of these projects that you see downtown and a lot of these projects that you see across the county, they are funded and aided in part by the state capital budget process, but you never hear about it because folks don't talk about it. I'll give you a very, very relevant example.
All right.
Everybody's been talking about Coney Island. Coney Island is actually owned by the Symphony here in Cincinnati. That's a nonprofit organization. But what's interesting about that is you got Riverfront, where we all go down and we've all, at some point, maybe been on the lawn or under the pavilion. We've all enjoyed a concert down there. But now they're at the point where they want to do an expansion where they had some funds and they went and they did a process where they were able to purchase Coney Island. Well, guess what? They're now in front of us at the state and they're asking for $20 million to make that project happen. Now, what does that really do for a community at the end of the day?
Not much.
What does that really do?
Hello?
Yes, are you there?
Yeah, I said not much.
Not much at all, but the reality is that what you have to look at is how you have a business entity, the chamber, who is still facilitating this process here in Hamilton County, and that's not doing anything for the community. We could be using that money. And here's the other thing about it. It's so frustrating for us, Emanuel. You got places like Forest Park, and I know Representative Jessica Miranda is working extremely hard. There's a park out there that is so bad that the city of Forest Park is having to use duct tape to keep swings together on some of their public playgrounds. And when this committee came back to us with a recommendation as to how to spend the money, they recommended $0 for Forest Park, but recommending a bunch of the dollars for Riverfront Park to be expanded. And so it's one of those things where the more we know about the process and the more I can leverage my position and making sure that people understand how you stand to be a part of the process, I can let you in. I was proud to say, for the first time ever, when I was elected, and I then came in and say, something's wrong with this. For the first time ever, Lincoln Heights got some capital dollars to do some projects out there in Lincoln Heights. But that was because I said, there's something wrong with this. And we got to fight to make sure. And I have to give a lot of credit to Commissioner Stephanie Summerall Dumas, because she was one of the folks that was a part of that committee that said, we have got to be thinking differently about how we recommend these dollars. But again, it's a two-layer thing. You know, I'm talking politics and I'm talking reality. The politics of this whole process is that committee should never exist.
Wait, so
we were elected to do a job.
Hold on, let me
Go
make
ahead.
sure that I want to make sure I understand what you're saying, because I'm a little confused. You're saying there is a organization, I'm going to call it. The who did you say it was again? Who are the ones who make that decision?
Well, it's the Chamber of Commerce.
So
Cincinnati Chamber of Commerce.
So you're
down on
saying
4th
the
Street.
chamber are the ones right now who make the decision about who gets these capital dollars?
So what I'm saying is, for Hamilton County, we have a process that is set up where the chamber says, hey, we're good faith partners. How about we help you all? We'll put together a committee of folks, and they do this every cycle. This comes up every 2 years, and it's a bunch of different folks. Like this year, you have folks like Christy Coons, who's over the Urban League. You had Commissioner Alicia Reese representing the county, and you had Eric Kearney representing the African American Chamber. And you had some other folks that were in the room. You had folks that own some of the sports teams and a lot of business leaders. And what they say is, hey, how about we do this for you? Anybody that wants to have some of these dollars that are coming from the capital budget from the state, how about you let them all come in a room and present to us? And we'll come back to you with a recommendation of how you spend these dollars. Now, you explain to me, Emmanuel, how much that makes sense, and I was elected to do a job.
Well, here's why I'm asking the question. So they have this committee. The Chamber of Commerce puts together this committee. They make the decision in terms of who they want to get the dollars. Then they come back to you guys and they say, this is who we recommend to get the money. Then
Right.
Who makes that final decision with regard to who actually gets the money?
And therein lies the problem. And I'm glad you said it that way. When it comes back to us, at the end of the day, it's us that makes the decision. But because politics plays a role in it, you can understand when I put in the cast of characters what that actually means. The business community being involved in recommending already sort of puts a political direction into how politicians then respond to what that recommendation is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so my whole position is I don't need anybody to tell me what to do when it comes to spending money in communities. That's the sole position of why I ran for office. So for me, being in a minority at the State House, you can understand how frustrating this is for me to do my job, because this is the one time that I get the opportunity to say, here's some money that we can make sure it gets down to the community in those low-level ways that people are just trying to really make sense of how do I get a grasp of what I get out of the state budget, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those opportunities to do that, and we've got this middle manager that's standing in there saying, hey, here's what you should do, but politics also directs how politicians think. And so my whole position has always been, take that away. Let us make the decisions. Everybody can come to us, because $20 million across Hamilton County is a lot of money. And here's the thing about it. Here's what we find out. You may be that small organization like Forever Kings, a young man, Jordan Bankston, who's doing a phenomenal job, who wants a facility to make sure that he can continue to mentor and do all the things that we need to do for these young men to be mentored, and do all the things that they can do to be successful. And so that may need to be a hub. That may need to be a center. And so what he can say from his position is, hey, I want to build a center, and I want to be able to do all these things, and out of this place we'll do X, Y, and Z. It may cost me $500,000, but guess what? I raised $250,000. Well, guess what? He also stands to be qualified for that other $250,000 for the state to be able to say, hey, we can put that money in and support this project, and now look what we did for impact.
Right. But you're saying if
And
that
so those
committee
are the
doesn't
things
think that he's worthy, then he don't even get a shot.
And so therein lies the problem, because what happens is most of those folks that walk into that room, and here's the other thing about that room that I will tell you, man, I'm sharing a lot more than I'm thinking you and your guests have even realized have gone on for a number of years, decades, is that when you walk into that room, this year it was down at Western and Southern, and they always tell us the dates, but they never expect us to be there. I walked in every time I was there, but they normally do it on the date where they think we're in Columbus. But every day I was in Cincinnati, and I couldn't make it worse. I walked into that room because I wanted to see those presentations. When they got those presentations, you could already tell who was friends of whom and who were the people who didn't stand a chance. Because if you knew about the process and you walked in and you were on your A game, you may have said everything that made sense, but if you didn't have a lobbyist that walked you into that room to make sure everybody sitting around that table can make the recommendation for you, and therein lies the process of politics that makes this so different. But the whole purpose for me is that this money belongs to nobody. We all pay into being taxpayers in this city, in this county, in this state. And so how dare us be able to let that kind of room exist and we not have a fair shot at getting what we've all paid into to make sure that we're doing everything that we're already on the ground doing, and we're doing it with a little bit of nothing. You know how we are. We are the most creative, innovative community that will make sure our folks are taken care of. But why are we not given the opportunity to be able to get everything out of the system that we need, that we paid into?
All right. Let me ask you one more question. When you say, all right, so they go to this committee that the Chamber of Commerce has put together. They send their recommendations. Excuse me. They send their recommendations. Who do they send those recommendations to, and who actually gets the, because in my mind, it's not the full state house that decides of this money in Hamilton County, who gets it. Who are the actual decision makers at the state house? So who are they sending their recommendations to? And then who all are the people who are making the final decision? Very
good question. The simple answer is us. As state representatives, and state senators. And so you can imagine how offended
Well,
I
wait,
am.
hold on, wait a minute, wait. When you say us, is it the full House and Senate, or is it just those representatives from that area?
Yes, just the representatives of Hamilton County, because
Okay.
then here's what happens. Remember, we got 88 counties in the entire state. And so what the Speaker of the House and the Speaker of the Senate then wants to see is each of those counties come in as a delegation and say, hey, here's what we think should happen. And so my problem is with what we do in Hamilton County, because we've got some, really smoke sphere thing going on, it really takes our power away. We're handing over something. Well, I can't say we are, because I raise hell about it every time we do this process. Hamilton County hands over something that had a process that didn't need to exist, but every one of the 88 counties is handing over something to the speaker that says, hey, this is what we know are the needs of our community. And in most cases, all those representatives, whether you be Democrat or Republican of that county, this is what we all agree in from this county, and this is what we want to be submitted into, and the speaker says yay and or nay. In this case, for us, what becomes so frustrating about me is I need full autonomy of that whole process. I don't need the Chamber of Commerce leading and guiding that conversation, because here's what also happens, Emanuel. When you start to look at how everything is panned out, when I start hearing things about we want to build an arena and we want to do things that, now I really start to get really uncomfortable, because whether I'm in office or not, depending on when that comes, because I'm going into my last term, now that means, guess what? They stand in a position to come and get some of those capital dollars that could have went to so many other people that were so deserving of it. If we don't get rid of this process down here and blow it up and make sure people know that this is not something that is legally binding, we don't have to go through the chamber to do this. It's just something that is just there.
How do we get rid of the process if that's what people want to do?
Keep making noise the way I'm doing. Keep talking about it. Keep reaching out. And I think it really comes down to a process where the more folks know about the internal workings of that false process that exists, the more that then those that are just holding on to something that they have really just taken advantage of, they'll know they got to let go the more public it becomes.
But what's the actual...
It's one of those things.
But what's the actual process of getting rid of this? And I ask because...
That's the whole thing. No actual process. And so...
But you said the other 88 counties have gotten rid of this. They do it a different way. How did they get rid of it? Is there a vote? Something need to be put on the ballot? What needs to happen?
It was that's the whole thing about capital dollars that's so interesting, Emanuel, is that there is nothing legally binding or formal about it. It was suggested from Kasich, and it was something that everybody bought on board that they did while he was there. But then when he left office, he was just like, we don't have to do that. That doesn't exist. That didn't mean anything. It was just something we were just trying to put in process to make it a little more formal. But there is no legally formal process to this. It's just Hamilton County does this process. And if you do your digging, and I know you understand what I say as a very good person who is astute of political process, if you do your digging to actually do the inner workings to understand how even the process in Hamilton County works, I think you will understand more that even your platform could help me more advocate. Because the reality of it is that I'm a politician and I can say and do all the things that I can do. But the reality is, as you know, the more that the people know and take hold of it, the more then I can support and show up and do that. And I'm just going to be honest with you about that. That's some of the things that I think we as an African-American community have to understand just where we are right now, even in Cincinnati and Hamilton County. We can't do everything as black electeds that are going to get out of this system what we want for what I consider me being a black elected that I think my community wants. And so when you do your part on that and start to say and ask more questions and you figure out more, then I can support more of that, if that makes sense.
All right. Now, of course, the other question would be, if this process is too political, how much more political would it be if the politicians were the ones who took over this process?
I think it's one of those things where then we're back in the position of being anywhere like city council or Hamilton County Commission. It's the same thing. Now it's back in the hands of the people you elected. And so it's putting everything back in perspective where, we have a responsibility too. And so whoever you vote and put in office, you just need to know that you're voting and putting in office the people who you know are being accountable to the values and things you care about. I say sometimes for some folks, electing a politician is like an insurance policy. It's nothing you think about. It's nothing that you are really looking at every day. But for a lot of folks who just go about their everyday life, you only need us when you need us. And so when you get into a situation, then you need us. And so what you want to be able to do is make sure you're putting somebody in office that makes sense and thinks like you do, and if you get into something that they're going to advocate for you the best way. So I think when you do that, nothing else matters. If you are that small business owner or you are that nonprofit person or somebody who wants to take advantage of the process, you may not need to deal with me every day. But if you vote for me and you put me there, when it comes at top of that process, you got me on board and I'm going to do everything the way that makes sense for you.
All right. Well, all right. Hey, I appreciate your call. Did you have anything else you wanted to get off your chest or let the people know?
No, I hope I got enough off my chest, but I hope that all made sense. But I think it's important to our listeners because there's so many folks out there that are doing so much. I mean, you got Toy Lynn O'Neill, who's actually been a part of this process. We're getting Romac up and going, asking for those dollars at the State House. And there's just so many others that I could go down the list of that are so deserving of all of these things. And so the more we can continue to penetrate these things, but understand both sides of them and understand how the community helps us on the political side of those that are trying to do the things that need to be done for our people, it makes all the difference in the world.
All right. Hey, thanks for your call. I appreciate it. And
All
feel
right,
free to call back anytime.
I appreciate you. Thanks, Emmanuel.
All right. State Rep Cedric Denson. I know some of y'all say that was boring, but I mean, it was information. It was information. I'll be honest. I never really thought about it. Who's making the decision about who gets the money that comes, those capital funds that comes from the state? So it's something to look into. It's something to look into. Now, again, the idea that the Chamber of Commerce sets up, hold on, I gotta make sure I'm saying it right because, I be getting stuff wrong every once in a while. The Chamber of Commerce sets up a committee. And then they do like I feel like it's like a Shark Tank type of thing. Like come in and present your idea, and then we'll decide who we recommend to give this money to. And so they all in there for 2-3 days, Shark Tank style. Here's my presentation. And, I'm out. And then they go to the people who make the decision and say, out of all the people we saw, these are the people that we think are worthy. He didn't say how many people are on this committee, but he mentioned Christy Bryant Coons, Eric Kearney, Alicia Reese as some of the people. I don't know, them some pretty good names. But that's 3 out of what? If you got 3 out of 15, those ain't good numbers. Those aren't good numbers. And especially if you got, because look, this happens sometimes. Every once in a blue moon. People who are influential hook their buddies up. Cedric says about 20 people. So if you got 3 out of 20, them ain't good numbers. They can say, hey, we got some black people on here. What you mean? It might be more than 3 black people. Those were just the 3 that he mentioned. They say, well, what you mean? We got some black people. But so, I'm a guy. I got some influence. I got a buddy who might be able to use some funds. I tell him, like, hey, look, this is how you do this. Come on, y'all know people do this. Y'all know people do this. Bruh, all right, when you come in to do your presentation, here's what you want to hit. Because here's what we looking for. Well, you never say we. Here's what they looking for. I've coached people to do interviews before. Like for a company I was working for and they was hiring. And I'm like, all right, look, when you go in for the interview, I know the dude doing the interview, or I know the panel, and for me it was just a dude. I know the panel doing the interview, and here is what they looking for. Make sure you include this in your presentation. Make sure you include that in your presentation. Make sure you say this. Now let me hear what you're gonna say. Oh yeah, no, don't word it like that. If you word it like that, they not gonna. And I guess his point is that becomes the people who are appointing the people, those people, it's all confusion. The chamber appoints the people, and they're appointing people who then might go tell they people, like, hey, this is what you do. You get that money. This is how you get that money. Whereas, which brings me to what I was about to talk about, Stefan. I know I'm mixing separate things, but it's the same concept. Insiders get inside information. Connected people get information from the connected people. It don't sound nefarious, but it kind of is. And I was saying this earlier, like I want to run for office. No, I don't. But I'm saying, for example, I want to run for office. I don't know nobody. So I just blindly go into the process. Well, the Democratic Party, they gonna contact me. How they gonna contact me? When they gonna contact me? If they call me and I don't answer, are they gonna leave a voicemail? Are they gonna send me an email? Who's the email coming from? So when I heard Stefan talking to Gwen earlier, and she was saying, I know for a fact that they reached out to you and you didn't show up. They might both be telling the truth. But it might have been a certain, if you inside, you know what to look for. You know how they gonna reach out. You know what I'm saying, how long you got to respond, all of that kind of stuff. They might have reached out to him in a way that he wasn't aware of. But he not an insider. He's new. He just some guy who wants to serve his community. So he don't know. Ain't nobody pulled him to the side and said, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. And I know everybody thinking, well, if you're running for office, you should know that stuff. If you're running for office, you should know that stuff. No. Because that closes off running for office. The only people then who can effectively run for office are connected people. And is that, that's what we got. But is that really what we want? And it sounds like the same thing what Representative Denson is saying. Oh, we got $25 million to give away. And I'm on the phone, like, hey, Nate, bro, you got to get some of this money. Hey, Raven, you got to put yourself together up there and you got to get some of this money. I don't know nothing about, presenting to these people to get this money. Look, I'll tell you what to do. Whereas Stefan, he out there, he got a worthwhile organization. They need some money. He don't know the ins and out. I didn't tell him, don't word it this way. If you word it that way, I'm telling you, I know them people. They're tuning you out. And so he come in just saying his stuff. And then he don't get the money, not because his organization ain't worthy, not because they not doing good, but because nobody pulled him to the side and said, this is how you do it. And I know, I'm telling y'all, that's why I was disappointed with y'all. Some of y'all seem like y'all cool with that. Like, hey, you should just be connected. Hey, you can't just want to do good. You gotta be connected. Because everything other than that, that's what y'all saying. Well, I guess he should have knew better. How would he know better if he never done it before? Should have done your research. You know, it don't matter how much research you do if I got the inside information. I do all the research in the world, but ain't none of that research gonna pull you to the side and say, if you word it like this, they're gonna automatically tune you out. You can say the same thing, just say it this way. I know the guy. I know what he like. I know what he don't like. All the research in the world ain't gonna do that. So then what? You gotta hire somebody. Which again makes it cost prohibitive for just a regular citizen to want to serve. Because now I got to hire somebody that's connected and hope they connected enough to where they get the inside information and pass it on to me. And y'all seem like y'all okay with that. Like, yeah, that sounds good. That sounds about right. Sounds like it should be. I don't like that. We shouldn't like that. We shouldn't like that. We shouldn't be down with that. I should be able to get up, decide I want to run, put my name on the ballot, and be treated like everybody else on the ballot. So yeah, but if you're running for you're trying to be a Democrat and you're running, then you saying to the Democratic Party, I want your endorsement, then you kind of subject to everything that come with being a Democrat. We shouldn't be okay with the inside games. Look, we've been realistic. Sure it happens. Sure it happens. Heck, according to everybody, Donna Brazile did the same thing to Hillary Clinton when she was running for the nomination and it was Bernie Sanders. Hey, these are the questions they're going to be asking you at the debate. And people was cool with it. Like, hey, she got that inside information. Bernie had a campaign manager. Bernie just didn't have Donna Brazile on his team. And on a local level, that shouldn't be the case. But that's just my thoughts on it. I was disappointed with the way some of y'all responded to Stefan Pryor basically saying, I wasn't aware of some of the this is what I took from it. This ain't his words. Because he probably wouldn't use a lot of these words. He would have alternative words. But him saying, I wasn't aware of parts of the process. And apparently, I think they did some stuff to me that they wasn't supposed to do. But when you don't know, you just like, it didn't feel right. Then later you find out, oh, they wasn't supposed to do it that way. But if you don't know, you don't know. But again, I was disappointed because some of y'all seem cool with that. If you don't know, that's your fault. But y'all, these are the people trying to serve you. And then some people are always like, if you want to make a difference, then why don't you run? If you want to make a difference, if you think you can do better, why don't you run? Maybe he can do better, but he's not an insider. I don't think it's fair to tell people, if you want to do better, why don't you run? And then not give them the inside information. I don't think that's fair. And that just sounds terrible. Sounds terrible. But again, some of y'all still down with it. Maybe I'll say it instead. Sounds terrible. It's a terrible thing to do. Don't do that to people. Thank you, sir. Terrible. But y'all with it. If life was fair, you would not have an unconventional hairline. It's not the point. It's not the point. My hairline ain't running for office. It's not about life should be fair. We should want the best representation. Maybe the argument is, look, if you don't know all of the backroom shady people, then you're not going to be our best representatives because you're going to have to do some backroom shady dealing. I don't understand. I understand that, but I don't like it. I don't like it. CK.
Hey, Mr. Livingston.
CK.
Good God Almighty Jesus, man. I thought you was out of here, Black. I thought you was out of here, Black.
Well, I'm not.
Thank God.
Rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated.
Rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated. You couldn't have said it better, man. That's what I'm saying. Look, you couldn't die. You know you couldn't die. You feel me? Because who going to take care of your lovely wife while you gone?
What?
Nobody.
What?
Right?
I don't know if I like where this is going. Why are you thinking about
Man, that's the main thing. Ain't that the main thing you be thinking about death? Like, what my wife gonna do?
No.
Ain't that the number one? I mean, what be the number one thing you think about death? What's your number one thought?
I don't know. I have a lot of, I don't really think much about death. I just know one day I'm going to die. And I don't have a problem. I talk about death. Hopefully everybody is set. So I don't sit around thinking, I know Mrs. Livingston going to be all right when I die. She going to be all right.
Right. But I'm saying, do you want, okay, it's 2 times. Do you want a time? Do you want a time frame? And like, even when you go to heaven, there's a lot of dead people. Do you get a time frame? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, look, baby, I ain't going to holler at nobody in heaven for the first 2 years.
What?
I mean, is that how we do it?
No. No. No.
Like
Look, when I die, when I know this is completely way off the subject. When I die, I'm dead. I sure I hope I'm not dead looking down to see what everybody doing. Hopefully I'm, up. I'm looking down and following the people that I know, like, ooh, who she sleeping with? Ooh, what he eating? I sure hope that's not the case. So when I die, I'm gone. If Mrs. Livingston meet a dude the next day, I don't care, because guess what?
Nah.
I don't care. Guess why?
We
I'm
can't roll
dead.
like that, man.
Bro,
no.
you dead. You dead.
Oh my God.
We
need some kind of grace. We need grace, period. It's called grace.
Why?
Period.
Why do you need a grace period? You're dead.
Oh my God.
You're dead. You don't see it. You don't see it. She not cheating on you. You know what I'm saying? You're not here.
So when you was a Seinfeld fan, did you become a Curb Your Enthusiasm fan also?
I've actually never seen a full episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, okay. Well, he was dying, and his last wish was he asked his wife, "Well, I'm dead. Can I fool around a little bit?" Right? That's what Larry said.
I could see that as a premise in a comedy.
Right. Can I fool? She said, "Sure," because you know what I'm about to be doing. You feel? So, like you said, when you dead.
You did.
So that's what I wanted to ask you about, because it's just about this show I watched. I just want to know. So when you dead, do you want to be able to see what's going on with the living, or do you want to just see what's going on with the dead?
I don't know what happens when you die, but I would not intend on spending my dead time watching live people be alive.
So you say it's better to kick it with the dead people while you're dead.
I don't like the way that sounds. I don't want to be running around.
No, you saying you don't want to be snooping in. So you telling me you got a little grandbaby right there, right with you right now.
But
so you telling me if you die, you don't want to be able to look after her, or you just want that to be over? Like, I don't want to see how she grew up. I don't want to see if she graduated or nothing. That's how you want it?
I'm dead. No, I don't want it. No, I'm dead. Well, hold on. Let me correct. Do I want to know just in the moment right now? Sure. Do I think when I'm dead, I want to just be following that little baby around her whole life? Like, because that would drive me crazy. Don't eat that. Don't eat that. Don't go there. Slow down. Slow down. Why you driving so fast, little baby? I don't want to just sit there and spend my life watching people who are alive do stuff.
Right. That's what makes it so entertaining. Like you said, when you could die, I died before, so I could speak from experience, right? You get the option. God gives you the option. It ain't him talking directly, but you get the option.
Mushrooms, Brent. Mushrooms. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead, CK.
No, I said you get the option. You can see what's going on with the living, or you can cut that completely. It's like an option. It's like these ads, right? You could see what's going on with the living, or you could just go on with the death. You know what I mean? And it's a lot more people dead than alive, right?
Did you just say? Did you? I think I heard you wrong. What did you say? It's like what?
It's kind of some part of death is like living. Like, far as you could pick, like an application. Do you want to pick option? Do you want to see what's going on with your loved ones, or do you not want to see what's going on with your loved ones? Like, you could check what's going on with your daughter or not. It's up to you. Yes or no. You pick. Which one you gonna pick? Now you dead. Do you want to see what's going on with her, or do you just want to wait till she die and then holler at her?
Well,
what you gonna pick?
First, I reject the idea, number one, that you died before and that you were presented with such an option. I reject that wholeheartedly. Number two,
this is a fact. How you gonna reject something that you know is a fact? Real.
I don't know it to be a fact. I don't. I think you either made it up or you took some drugs that didn't agree with you, and you imagined it.
Oh my God!
You
See, that's
didn't?
what's wrong with y'all living people. Y'all don't know what's going on. When people tell y'all something, y'all don't want to hear it. The truth. That's what you can't handle the truth. That's what that came from.
You didn't die, and we're given an option, and that I don't believe that happened. But
You do understand living people do die and come back every day. You know that happens in America.
But I think that if there is a creator out there, right? Some intelligent being that created you, and when you die, they have the ability to give you that option. I believe
Right.
that intelligent being would know, oh, he gonna come back. I'm not even gonna present him with the option because it's unimportant, because they about to shock him and his heart gonna start back beating. So it don't make sense that you would be given.
It makes. Hold on, it makes perfect sense. If, like you said, if you died and they bring you back, that means you did die, right?
Okay.
Am I lying? Your heart stopped.
No, you're not lying.
So you got to see a little bit of the after death, right?
I reject that. That's what you see.
No, I'm talking about the people that you know have seen it. What you thought they saw?
I
You
don't
know
know.
people that died.
No.
So you saying
No, I don't know.
it never happened?
I don't know anyone who died and came back. And I don't believe necessarily just because your heart stopped or whatever and you're like clinically dead that you're dead.
Hold on. So you telling me I'm drowning in the pool, you come and get me CPR and bring me back to life. I wasn't dead.
Right.
Oh, your mind is effed up. What kind of, see, this is what non-drugs do to your brain. That's why you need to smoke a little weed, drink a little drink or something. Because this man he knows people die, but then he just going to just take the fact out. Well, I know they died, but they ain't seen them when they died. So you telling me they ain't seen them?
How are you defining died?
When your heart stops beating and they got to try to bring you, oh.
That don't mean that I reject it. That necessarily means you're dead.
Oh, I got you. I see what you mean. So you saying my heart just stopped, but I'm not deceased?
Right. You still got brain activity, all of that kind of stuff.
So you saying in the history of Earth, no human has ever died and came back? That's what you're saying. You ready to put that on the line?
No. I'm not saying that. I don't know everything about the history of Earth. And yes, it is spelled ERFF. I don't know everything about the history of Earth. But I'm just saying, if there's an intelligent being that creates life and your heart stopped, that intelligent being knows they about to shock him and his heart about to start back up. So I'm not going to pull him out and give him the option of watching his loved ones or just kicking it with dead people. The intelligent being would already know that.
Mm-hmm. It's all together, man. It's all in together. I'm trying to tell you that this is how the world works. You're just rejecting the death.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to remember, these people lived so you could be born. And they died the same way. So I'm trying to tell you, with death, I died, not once, more than once. But I'm trying to tell you what it is when it come back. You see what I'm saying?
All right.
You get to make the choice. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's true. Let me tell you, because I see where Fame says, hold on, showing it on the screen. I flatlined at Good Sam in 2021. It was quiet, but I did see things. Not what CK is saying. But, CK hung up. So I'm saying, look, I've never died to my knowledge. But I did pass out once. We did some stupid stuff when I was a teenager. That thing where you bend over and you breathe deeply. Like, 20, 25 times. You breathe deeply and then you hold your breath and then they push on your chest and then you pass out. I did that before. And when I passed out, it was quiet. It was dark. I saw a light and then I saw cartoons. And then the cartoons seemed to go on for a long time. And then it kind of went dark again, and I began to hear stuff and see stuff, and I woke up. Apparently, I was out for a few seconds, clearly less than a minute, but just for a few seconds I was out, and all of that stuff happened in my brain in the span of a few seconds. I wasn't dead, though. I can't explain any of that stuff. One of the cartoons, Brent, was the Flintstones. But I can't explain any of that stuff that went on in my head. Because the brain is really complex. I don't know where the light came from, or the cartoons, or the noises, or the darkness. I imagine the darkness because, my eyes was closed. But I don't know where any of that stuff came from. Because our brains are really complex. So I could imagine if you, flatline, or I didn't ask him the details of CK, if you drown. I could imagine you seeing stuff, maybe even hearing stuff, even experiencing things. That don't necessarily mean it was real. I didn't go to heaven or hell, and either God or the devil played the Flintstones. You know what I'm saying? That didn't happen. Just didn't happen. That's all I'm saying. I don't remember how we got there. But yeah. Back to the whole other thing. From a political standpoint, I want us to change our minds. And let me say this with regard to the black people becoming Republicans. Black people becoming Republicans. Twin, I see he's back. Look, vote for who you want to vote for. I'm not here to tell you Democrats are the saviors. I'm not here to tell you Republicans are the devil. I think the Republican Party is a hate group. But I'm not here to tell you they're evil. I don't think none of them like you, though. I think you only factor in, kind of course, in the general sense, I want to do good for the American people. You are one of the American people. But like you as an individual, none of them people, they don't know you. They ain't thinking about you. Even if they do know you, they ain't thinking about you. And for a lot of people, it's just how they making their living. They doing and saying whatever it takes to get elected again. Now, do I believe there are some differences? Sure. There are some fundamental differences in groups of people. You got to take everybody on an individual basis. Ron says, so who should we vote for? You should figure that out for yourself. Figure that out for yourself. Like you want to vote for Trump. Vote for Trump. Barack Obama is black. So is Kamala Harris. They don't care about us? No. No, they don't. Because they working to get elected again. MAGA or all Republicans are in a hate group. I think all Republicans are in a hate group. Now, that don't necessarily mean that all Republicans are like KKK members. Just like the black dude that infiltrated the KKK. He's a KKK member. He's a member of a hate group, but he don't necessarily hate you. Now, of course, his reason for joining the group was slightly different. He was trying to infiltrate to, for purposes of like a police issue. But there are people who join the hate group, who don't necessarily agree with the hateful part of the hate group. And they're trying to use it as a means to some sort of end. But you joined a hate group. So yeah, you get lumped in. But this idea that, all these black people are turning to Republican, and that's not true. If it was so true, y'all wouldn't have to keep trying to convince us that black people are turning Republican. We wouldn't be able to deny it. The numbers would show it. 60% of black people voted Republican. Like, what? Black people are turning Republican. 91% of black people voted Democrat. Hey, well, but black people turn into Republicans. Nigga, 91% of black people voted Democrat. What do you mean they turn into Republicans? Next election, what is going to be 70%? Well, no, it's going to be 90.9, but that's a 0.1% that turn. Stop. You don't have to tell us black people are turning Republican. Numbers will show it. Just because somebody do a podcast and it becomes popular and they happen to be black people, don't mean black people are turning Republican. It doesn't. Don't tell me black people are turning to vote Republican. Show me numbers with the vote. Then it's undeniable. If you tell me 60% of black people voted Republican, I can't deny then at that point that black people are moving to the Republican Party. I won't be able to deny it. But I know a marketing campaign when I hear one. Black people are... It's a marketing campaign. I keep telling you, I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? It's the bandwagon approach to marketing. Hey, everybody's doing it. Don't you want to do it? Ron says if Republicans are a hate group, Democrats are too. Okay, I'm not gonna argue with. Look, my life don't revolve around, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican. My life don't revolve around that. I don't really care. They are, E. You saw the three or cats on that podcast. That means Repubs have flipped is with all the great things they put on the table for us. Yeah, 3 dudes on a podcast or 4 dudes on a podcast or whatever doesn't represent a significant number of the black community switching over from one party to another, one way or the other. Show me the numbers. So what are you fighting for? What stance are you taking? I'm not fighting for anything. So that's just it. I'm not like a lot of people. I'm not fighting for Biden. Do I think Biden is the best candidate? Yeah. But I'm not going to fight you for Biden. Biden ain't fighting nobody for me. If you think Biden is terrible, you can think that. Now, I might be able to point out some things to show that he's not been as bad as people are trying to make him be. And that Trump was not as good as people were trying to make him be. But that don't mean I'm on either one of they jock like a lot of people be. You don't believe in statistics, polls, and numbers, right? Wrong. Wrong. What type of person do you have to be to not believe in numbers? What does that even mean? I got numbers running at the bottom of the screen right now. 513-717-5464. Those are all numbers. They actually exist. Yes, I believe in numbers. I don't even know what it means to not believe in numbers. I do not deny the existence of numbers. I don't believe in statistics and polls because I believe they're all manipulated. Fame.
Hey, Emanuel, how you doing?
Doing good.
Yeah, you sound so much better than the last time we spoke to you.
Well, I'm getting
hope
there.
all is well. Yeah. As like I said, talked about it on the. Oh, forget about that. Listen, you were talking about black people flipping from the Democrat to Republican and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
Do you know anybody that eats their steak like less than well done? Any black people?
I do.
You ever notice that those people treat that like it's a damn life accomplishment?
They do. A lot of the ones that I know, yes, they do.
Yeah, like it's a life accomplishment that they don't fit a stereotype, and that's who these black people are who keep saying they flip from Democrat to Republican. I'll admit I probably lean more conservative, but like I said, I'm not a Republican. I just lean conservative.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, on things. And it's these people, like my brother, I love him to death, Drop Squad. It's my homie. You know what I'm saying, as far as this podcast radio thing go. But he be doing that, and it's like, all right, then it's not like a big life accomplishment that you all of a sudden Republican or conservative, because black people in general are conservative.
That's been my experience, yeah.
On the whole, just with generally conservative people, through whether it's conditioning or just our natural DNA from from Africa. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get why people act like they've done something so overwhelming or so significant when you flip flip parties like that. There's nothing more. Very few things chap my ass than hearing that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are you there? Okay, yeah. And, for those of y'all who don't know, it's been talked about in the chat. It's over for Diddy. The feds are raiding all his shit, houses in New York, L.A., his yacht. They all in his shit, like right now as we speak. Pardon the pun. But, they all over him. And it's over for Draymond Green. Yeah, I'm sorry. It just slipped out. I did not mean to say that like that. And same thing for Draymond Green. Done choked the hell out of Steve Kerr. Apparently, there was a fight in practice. I don't know why dude feels like he wants to bully his teammates and now his coach. But, not to turn it into sports, that's why Steph Curry will never be considered the GOAT point guard of all time. This would never happen under Magic Johnson, on a Magic Johnson team. His teammates fighting. He was too good of a leader. Steph Curry, once again, letting Draymond Green run amok, be an asshole in practice, bullying people. He's just sitting by the side like nothing happened.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Do we know what happened in practice?
Yeah, we know what happened. Draymond became Draymond and choked somebody.
What led up to the choking?
I don't know, but I mean,
Exactly.
what's going to happen if you still worked at Radio 1 and you wouldn't choke the local program director?
Well, I was the program director. That would be really weird. But I get your point.
Well, you had there. I mean, you can choke yourself in the bathroom. Somebody walk in and see you.
But
Hey,
I get your
what's going
point.
on?
And again, I probably would lose my job, but I think it might all depend on what led to the choking.
You cannot, at no job can you put hands on your superior.
I don't know about that. If the
And
superior,
walk away scot-free.
if the superior starts some stuff,
Well,
it's
maybe
got
they
to be
wanted him
handled.
out of there. Maybe they did start some stuff to get him up out of there. They're tired of his antics on the court, bullying people. Like, we paid you. We got rid of the dude who you punched for you. We got rid of him. What more do you want? You want ownership? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is his problem?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I'm one of those people who believe no matter what the story is, you should hear both sides of it if you don't already know.
I'm one of those who believe that there's certain lines that cannot be crossed. This is one of them.
Okay.
I don't see Steve Kerr as the type of guy who would, like, punch a player, do something. I just don't see that in him. Be the type of guy who will, put hands on a player, might curse at you. Oh, well, what do you do? You've been getting cursed at since you were 6. You ever watch the AAU game? These football games, grown folks cursing at kids. Go watch TAF football play. Practice. You guys cussing, calling people light skinned and all that kind of stuff.
But check this out. Ain't this possible? Possible. Not saying probable or likely, but possible. You heard the story about Steve Kerr and Michael Jordan getting into it, right?
Yeah.
And Michael Jordan punched Steve Kerr, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Steve Kerr was giving him that work in practice.
And
he didn't like that.
What do you think would have happened if, again, this would have never happened, but if Phil Jackson had run up and grabbed Michael Jordan and held his arms back and let Steve Kerr get in a couple shots, what do you think Michael Jordan would have turned around and did to Phil Jackson?
Nothing. He loves his white daddy.
Because Phil would have never done that. My point is, I don't know the details. Were they arguing? Somebody got into a fight, and Steve Kerr jumped in and held Draymond for somebody else to get him. And when Draymond got finished, he choked the shit out of Steve Kerr. If that happened, I'm all right with him choking him.
No.
You never know.
No.
You don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Right. We don't know.
A lot of stuff is possible. I don't know.
A 60-year-old man choking you is going to be like the equivalent of a toddler choking you. You can I can handle this one. Rip his arms off.
I don't know if that's true.
Okay, maybe not a toddler, but a 5th grader. You can kind of pull his arms off for you. Like, man, what is this flea on me? Draymond's 6'6", 260 pounds.
Sometimes
240, 50 pounds. He can get a guy off of you.
It ain't like Steve Kerr didn't play in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? He not no tiny dude. And
Right.
and if he did something completely out of pocket, I'm not against somebody defending themselves.
Yeah, but he's old as F. But I'm going to hop off here, let you recover and whatnot. But again, you people, if you've switched from Democrat to Republican, you've done nothing special. You've just probably grown up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Quit trying to sell us that you've done anything special. That's what really chaps my ass about the whole thing, seriously. But
I agree.
Glad you're back, Emanuel. I'll holler at you frequently, as I always do. Y'all be well. Oh!
All right, that's Fame Rothstein, or is it Rothschild, or it's Fame. It's Fame. All right, y'all, I got to get ready to get out of here, but let me address something real quick. I was talking about I don't necessarily believe in statistics and polls, but I do believe in numbers. I believe they exist. And Ron says, those are numbers, ding dong. Those are the manipulation of numbers. Look, I believe in statistics when I can kind of verify it. You put 10 people in the room, 3 of them black, 7 of them white. Statistically speaking, the room is 70% white, 30% black. Yeah, I'm with that. That makes sense. But then when you go to talking about, well, but these 3 people, this, and so that represents this black people. No, those 3 people represent themselves. I don't believe in statistics in that way where you extrapolate it and you create a situation where a few people represent a great number of people. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in polls because it's the same thing. We gonna call 1,000 people and then we gonna take those numbers and say, this is what everybody in America thinks. No, that's what those 1,000 people thought. So while they use numbers many times, statistics and polls are not numbers. You look at the crime statistics, you know that's voluntary, right? The city of Cincinnati does not have to give numbers to the FBI to include in their crime statistics. It's voluntary. And believe it or not, a lot of places don't participate. A lot of rural, I can never say that right. A lot of rural, every time I say it, I feel like Scooby-Doo or something. But a lot of rural areas, they don't contribute. And we be looking at those statistics like, yeah, black people committing all the crime. We didn't get what they doing up in the mountains. They not included. Black people make up 12% of the population. They commit 40% of all the crime or 60% of all the crime. No, they didn't include a lot of them other people. Because they don't have to. So I don't believe those statistics. Do I think they might be close? They might be. They might be. But do I believe in them? No. No. That's the difference between believing in polls and statistics and believing in numbers. So, Sierra, I've never been anti-number. I don't even understand what that would mean. What would that entail? I don't believe in numbers. They don't exist. Could you live your life in current modern day life without believing in numbers? I'm very pro number. I'm very pro number. Just not necessarily pro manipulation of numbers to get you to believe whatever it is that I want you to believe. All right, y'all, I got to get out of here. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. I didn't even get a chance to talk about the mayor. Who was polled? What questions were asked? Exactly. All of that matters. And again, those people only represent themselves. What's a representative sample? So then you can take that and you can extrapolate it, and there's a margin of error, and so then you can say that represents that. No, you can't. I'll tell y'all a quick story. It's really quick. Nielsen uses these things called PPMs, portable people meters. That's how they determine ratings for television, radio, all that kind of stuff. It's like a pedometer that you put on and you wear it all day, all night. And you walk around and it hears everything that you hear. And let's say your favorite radio station sends out a signal to that meter to let that meter know you listening to that radio station. That's why you can't just listen to music and they be like, oh, well, the Wiz is playing that song, so he must be listening to the Wiz. It's not how it works. There's a signal. I'm simplifying it, but there's a signal that the radio station is sending out along with the song to let the meter know that's what you listening to, right? And they do that representative sample stuff because, of course, everybody in America can't have a meter. So they do representative samples. They give them to old people. They give them to young people. They give them to kids. They give them to white people, to black people, however, all the ways that we divide ourselves, they give it to them. All the ways that we divide ourselves, they give it to them, right? So when I was doing a show on a radio station, I had amazing numbers with young people, like 12 years old, like amazing numbers. Now, I don't remember. They came in and they talked to us and kind of told us, gave us an idea of how many meters are out there. But I don't remember the number, but I remember thinking, that's not nearly enough meters to be able to accurately determine who's listening to what. That's not enough. Like if there's, I promise you, I'm just completely making this up. But like if there's 300,000 people in Cincinnati, maybe 200 of them got meters. But those 200 people decide the ratings for the whole 300,000 people in the market. Right? And when I was on the radio, I had amazing numbers with young people. Like at one point, my show, the afternoon experience, was beating the Wiz in my daytime and in my time slot with young people. I think, what was it, 18 to 24 or and even like kids. I was winning. And you know what? The vice president of programming came into the market, and one day I was saying, like, I got good numbers. And I was showing them the numbers. This is before they took away my access to the numbers, which they did, by the way. And I was like, I got good numbers. And he said to me, that ain't nothing but a couple kids in the car with their mama, and they mama like your show. So they mama listen to your show every day while the kids is in the car. So they have to be in the car. And they keep their meters with them when they in the car. Ain't nobody listening to your show like that. You definitely don't have more listeners than the Wiz. It would have deflated me if I didn't already know that. But it's a numbers game. It's a way of taking raw numbers and extrapolating it. It's flawed. That's how I feel about statistics and polls. That's how I feel about polls and statistics. There might be some truth in there, but it can't be wholly accurate. Ron says it's apples and oranges comparison. No, it's an apples to apples comparison. It's taking a representative sample and extrapolating it out to say that this is what the larger number of people are doing. It's apples to apples. That's what a poll does. What do you think when they poll, we polled 1,000 adults and Americans prefer this. You only polled 1,000 people. It's apples to apples. I never thought, like, man, more people listen to my show than The Wiz. I used to say that to them every once in a while and show them the numbers. But everybody knew it wasn't true, and they know I just like to pick with people. But in case you didn't know, yeah, for a time, the afternoon experience was beating The Wiz in ratings. But with young people. It was never actual true data. Like you said, it was probably two kids in the car with their mama. And their mama was listening to my show. A 16-year-old is not going to vote in any election, apples and oranges. I don't think you understand what apples and oranges mean. I don't think you understand. We weren't talking about voting necessarily. We were talking about the concept of, what do they call it? Oh, when I took like statistics class and stuff, it's not, but representational whatever. That's what we were talking about. And it's the exact same concept. It's what they do with ratings. All right, y'all. I do got to get out of here. All right, I do have to leave. Sorry, Janice. Sorry, Janice. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I plan on being back tomorrow. I'm glad that I'm feeling better. I can't wait till the cough is all the way gone. I'm going to take the medicine every day. I think I'm going to wear the mask almost every day. I just be... But I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I really do. If you are out and about today, and it's a beautiful day out, I actually got to run to the hardware store and get some washers. Don't ask what for. Too much to get into. I got to run to the hardware store and get some washers. So if you're out and about at a hardware store and you see me, holla at your boy. Also, if you're out and about and you're interacting with people, be the reason that somebody smiles today, all right? Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.